Welcome back to episode 17 of Royally Rumbled. I'm Jordan.
I'm Robert.
And today we are discussing WWE Super Showdown.
Live from Australia.
That's a lovely accent you have there. What is that? New Jersey?
Austria.
Let's throw another shrimp on the barbie. Starting off hot.
Yeah.
Lot of good things going on. We reached our goal of hitting 1,000 followers on Twitter before SmackDown 1000. Wild.
And it happened. There was a huge push at the end to get us over. It was awesome.
I know. We're almost at 1,100 at this point.
We're going to keep on growing.
We pump out some quality content on Twitter. We love having the wrestling Twitter universe at our disposal.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to interact with everybody and vehemently disagree with their opinion on things.
Good old wrestling Twitter. Wouldn't have it any other way.
But on the other hand, you flip over to wrestling Instagram, and we're over 100 followers over there.
I know. We're like 2 weeks in on the old Instagram.
Yeah, we're doing our SmackDown 1000 countdown on Instagram.
Yeah, every day we are posting one of our favorite moments from the history of SmackDown leading up to SmackDown 1000. So if you're not following us there or on Twitter, you can find us at Royally Rumbled. What else are we doing on Twitter, Robert?
Oh, you mean just reigning as the Josh and Stu prediction game champions?
Yeah, for like the last, 5 months or so?
Yeah, whatever. We've just, we won the inaugural title at WrestleMania. Then we dropped it to Josh and Stu because they run the prediction league. They got to get a title run in there. Just like when Mr. McMahon became the WWE champion. And then we won it back from him. Like, they had it for a month, and then we took it back. And we've had it ever since. Mm-hmm. And there's recently been some cockroaches on Twitter trying to get at us. I'm not even going to mention them by name. You can wait to hear it in the promo.
Yeah, we'll dump it all in at the end. And we'll talk more about the league itself, maybe.
Yeah.
But for now, let's focus on Super Showdown in Australia this Saturday at 5 a.m. Eastern Time.
You setting an alarm?
Nope, I'm going to be sleeping until probably 7 o'clock.
Oh, man,
day off.
You're going to be 2 hours. You're going to be 2 hours behind the whole show?
It's fine. I'm going to stay off wrestling Twitter until then. # no spoilers.
Oh, well, that ain't happening. Huh. Nobody saves the Brits from spoilers, so.
No, that's true.
It's tough ninny muggins for us, I guess.
Ninny muggins. Let's dive into it, shall we?
Splash. All right.
Frog splash.
Frog splash. There you go. Frog splash. 5-star or just regular?
Yeah, let's go regular.
All right. Yeah. Viva la Raza. First match. We have a returning John Cena and teaming with Bobby Lashley to take on Elias and Kevin Owens.
So Cena hasn't been around since the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Is that the last time we saw him? Wow.
I'm pretty sure that was it. And that was in April.
Yeah.
So he's been off doing John Cena things.
Growing his hair out all weird.
Yeah, getting real ripped.
And not dating Nikki Bella.
Who knows?
The world may never know. Their relationship is kayfabe. Elias and Kevin, right off the top, Elias and Kevin Owens had the greatest moment on Raw when Elias told Seattle that they do not deserve a basketball team, and the city, Seattle, booed him relentlessly for the entirety of the segment. Like, really loud. It was one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed live. Holy crap.
It was so noticeable because that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it was prolonged it didn't stop. He paused waiting for it to die down, and it never died down. And then Kevin Owens just decided to continue on with the segment.
He doubled
and you couldn't
down.
even hear him. Yeah. He doubled down like four. They doubled down like four times. And if for those who don't know, the city of Seattle had a basketball team called the Seattle Supersonics, or the Seattle Sonics for short. The team moved from Seattle to Oklahoma City, where it became the Thunder, and they have not had a team. It's almost been like a decade at this point, and they are still really sore about it. Apparently.
Clearly, it's a soft spot for them.
Yeah, it was awesome. I couldn't believe it. And the dumbfounded look on their faces was amazing. And then Lio Rush came out sounding like Meatwad, and I couldn't figure out where I heard his voice before, but he definitely sounds like Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force on Adult Swim. But that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I'm so glad that I actually somehow yesterday was able to stay awake that long to see that happen. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, dude. And speaking of Lio Rush, him and Lashley as a team is stellar. They've done such a phenomenal job of pairing them together and carrying forward this feud with Cena being gone.
Yeah, and I'm very surprised at how good it's working. Because at first, obviously, it seems like it's a bit thrown together. But the longer it's gone on, the more... I mean, everybody kind of agreed that Bobby Lashley needed a mouthpiece because he was not connecting with the crowd as a speaker on the microphone, as evidenced by our last, 6 or 7 episodes since he's been back. Mm-hmm. There's a huge disconnect there between the way he speaks or cuts his promos and the way everybody reacts to it.
But
so
he
it's
loves
great
his
that he
sisters.
Oh, Jesus. But it's great that he has a new mouthpiece, because everybody was trying to get Paul Heyman to do it. But I'm glad that it's Lio Rush. I'm glad they gave somebody else an opportunity to take care of it. And Leo's still on 205 Live, pulling double duty, kind of like a Drake Maverick of sorts. But I digress. Owens attacked Lashley randomly a week after saying he quit Raw.
Which was dumb.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been any explanation on that.
Well, I think he said, Constable Corbin, begged me to come back, so I did, but he told me that I could do whatever I wanted.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fair. All right. It's kind of a throwaway, oh, yeah, we botched that pretty bad, so never mind.
Yep.
I am hoping that Cena does not use his lightning punch that I've seen on the internet. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
His 6th move of doom?
Yeah. And the clip I saw of it, he uses it and it wins him the match. Have you seen the move?
I have, unfortunately.
He winds up a punch and steps into a side fist kind of situation.
Yeah, it's kind of like a back fist.
Yeah, and it knocked whoever the hell he hit it with out cold. Really lame. I get that he doesn't want to bump hard anymore, but good Lord. It is awful.
Oh, he's busting it out, and he's busting it out.
I really hope not. Who you got winning this?
I really think that Lashley and Cena are going to go over just to pop the crowd. But I wish the way that I would book this match, I would put Owens over an out-of-practice Cena.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's Kevin Owens. Nobody has any faith in him for whatever reason. So Cena's going to pin Kevin Owens, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I fully expect the Cena effect to take place here. And in my opinion, there is no chance Elias and Owens are winning this one. I have Cena and Lashley as the winners.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet. I really wish that it was Lashley and Lio Rush versus Elias and Kevin Owens, because that would at least make some sort of sense. I don't like this match to begin with because you could tell it was so thrown together. Because at first it was supposed to be John Cena versus Kevin Owens one-on-one. But then they decided to throw Bobby Lashley in and then Elias. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me. But we're talking about WWE here, so
Yeah.
nothing ever makes sense. And it doesn't have to.
It's weird that they're giving Elias a match on a pay-per-view. How strange is that, huh?
Well, that's because he's in Australia. You know, they don't go there every day.
He's almost more out of practice in the ring than Cena is.
Almost.
Because, like, I don't know his moveset at all.
Well, he has the drift away, neck breaker, and the elbow drop. We saw him wrestle that one time in New Jersey.
We did. We did see him on an NXT show in New Jersey.
He wrestled Austin Aries.
He did. Don't remember. That was when he was still Elias Sampson.
Yeah. And now he's a superstar.
Right. I don't like that they don't utilize him more. I'll put it that way. I feel like he should definitely be wrestling more, and I love his shtick with the music. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But I have no idea what to expect from the guy. Apparently he's good. And I guess I agree.
I mean, from what I've seen, he's good.
It's just so weird to me that he just doesn't wrestle often like that. Very strange, but whatever. We both have Cena and Lashley going over.
Yep.
Let's ring the bell. Next up, we have the Cruiserweight Championship match featuring the champion Cedric Alexander taking on Buddy Murphy.
I'm going to be completely honest. I haven't seen much of 205 Live lately, but I know these guys kill it every single week.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Murphy has had a beautiful career resurgence on 205 Live, and I'm fully expecting a wild, over-the-top match for this title.
Yeah, and the last time that Alexander and Murphy faced off for the title, it was so much fun. That I saw, and I expect this to be no different. These two guys are going to kill each other.
And, you know, Cedric's been the reigning champ for a while now.
Yeah,
but isn't Murphy Australian?
Murphy is in his home country.
So, I mean, I believe Cedric's going to win. But I could be talked into hearing Buddy Murphy's going to win. So, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Cedric Alexander has held on to that title since WrestleMania after defeating Mustafa Ali, and I think it's time to switch it up. I'm disappointed that Drew Gulak didn't win his title match at SummerSlam, but if we're building towards this in Buddy Murphy's home country of Australia, I think this would be the best case scenario, because a heel champion on 205 Live would be so much more interesting, and I think Buddy Murphy would make a great Cruiserweight champion.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And if there was any time to do it, it'd be now.
I think it would be very interesting, too, because when Buddy Murphy first came to 205 Live and before he got his championship match, they did that thing where he, like, failed the weigh-in. So I think it would be very interesting if he won the belt, but then next week couldn't make weight for whatever reason. Like, he was too muscular or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so they stripped him of the title.
Okay.
And
that'd be cool.
Like, the whole thing is just him keeps getting screwed out of the title.
Yeah, I'd be all for it because it's just something different, you know?
So I have Buddy Murphy.
Okay. I'm going to keep Cedric just because I don't believe that they'll change much going on here. So I'm going to keep Cedric.
Okay.
Next match, we have Asuka and Naomi taking on the IKonics.
I really enjoy the pairing of Asuka and Naomi. And like we discuss in almost all of our episodes, I think this is another sign that women's tag team championships are coming.
Oh, yeah. There will be an official announcement within the next 3 weeks that those are going to be a real thing. Whether it's on a Raw, on a SmackDown, or at Evolution itself. There will be women's tag team titles. I am positive.
And most people are bitching about Evolution not being promoted more, but they had 2 shows between them. They had to build Hell in a Cell and Super Showdown. And now that this will be over, come Monday on Raw, I think we're going to get more promotion and see more matches fall into place for Evolution.
Yeah, but I mean, before Hell in a Cell, they were building up all 3 shows. You had promos running for Hell in a Cell, for Super Showdown, and they were laying the groundwork for Evolution. So there's a lot. That's a lot to do. So obviously, the one that's further out is going to take a back seat.
Yeah,
Like I could see the complaining happening if they were promoting Survivor Series before Evolution.
yes,
But they're not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just another situation where wrestling Twitter people are just way ahead of themselves in terms of just desperate for outrage. So,
I mean, I get that they were promoting Crown Jewel, but that wasn't even like announced, so they needed to at least announce it. And they already booked one match. There's one match booked for Crown Jewel right now.
Right, but
And
there's what are there, 3 or 4?
There are 3 matches that are guaranteed for Evolution.
Right, and like 6 more rumored. So like, I don't know. The desperate for outrage. That's all. In any event, like you said, Asuka and Naomi are kind of thrown together, but still, just like you said, I like them as a team. Something about it just is natural. It makes sense.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
And both of them could go.
Yeah. The only problem I have is, remember when Asuka was feared?
No.
Remember? Anybody?
Who's Asuka?
Who? That's kind of annoying to me, but whatever. So also, the IKonics are hometown people here. Do they get the hometown rub?
I feel like they need to. I love the IKonics, and I think this would be a big win for both of them in their very early careers in their home country.
I believe I agree with that. I think they deserve it too because they're great heels. They're annoying. They're aggravating to listen to. They push all of the right buttons. Like when their music hits and my wife goes, "Ugh," you know they're doing their job.
Yeah.
You know? So like immediately I'm like, "Oh man, they're doing great. They're doing great." So I have the IKonics winning also.
It would be interesting to see how far the Asuka and Naomi partnership goes.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a thought, like, if they were to win here and then somehow they come across each other in the mixed match challenge, would one sacrifice themselves for the other?
No, I think they do that. They would probably do the thing where they shake hands in the middle of the ring knowing that they have to just go to work. That's what I think they would do.
I don't know. It's just an idea.
Moving on.
You want to talk about another tag team match?
Yeah.
There's plenty of them.
There's only like 1,000 on this show.
Just close your eyes and point.
Yeah. Just throw a dart in the dark and you'll hit a tag team match on this card. This one we've got the New Day defending their SmackDown Tag Team Championships against The Bar.
We're at the point in the night where we know that this match will absolutely 100% deliver. My problem is I don't see any reason for this match other than that they announced that it would happen. And I love The Bar. They were my favorite tag team last year. And I love the New Day. But they haven't sold me on this match. They haven't put in the work to justify that this match is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. This will be a good match, but I'm personally so disconnected to it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we've seen it a million times. We've seen the New Day take on The Bar. It's not new. It's kind of not exciting other than, like, I enjoy the workers individually. I guess the only wrinkle that's kind of interesting is Big E's heat with Sheamus.
Yeah, what's up with that? I've seen like a little thing on Twitter.
So Big E pointed out a few weeks ago that when he was at FCW before it was NXT, Sheamus used to come down and throw his weight around and kind of bully the new guys. And then the next day, he was like, I'm not backing down from that. And he's kind of doubled down over and over again since then.
Huh.
It's real weird. It's real weird. So then I'm like trying to pay attention to the two of them when they're in the ring together. And they're consummate professionals, obviously. I don't think Big E would ever, do anything unprofessional. And I don't think that Sheamus would do anything unprofessional necessarily in the ring.
No.
But it's at least interesting that Sheamus is one of those old school guys and Big E doesn't appreciate it.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me, because when Sheamus started, he was lifting buddies with Triple H.
Yeah, and that was his first feud.
Yeah. He got called up to the main roster and was WWE champion within his first year.
Mm-hmm.
So I could totally believe that.
So I wonder if Sheamus was angry or upset that they fired Bill DeMott.
Huh.
Like, I wonder if he's that old school. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's
or
totally possible.
Or like a JBL apologist, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Versus like the new school of how they all do things. It's interesting, but that's like the only wrinkle here. But they haven't addressed it on television at all.
No, and they won't.
No, absolutely not. I can imagine that there's been a couple conversations between Big E and Mark Carrano that are just like, please stop. We don't need a fire Sheamus hashtag going.
That's true. Jesus.
I think that would be where their heads at with that. But otherwise, who you got winning?
New Day's gonna retain and move on to Crown Jewel with the championships.
Agree.
Hey, remember Sanity?
Who?
Remember the club?
Never heard of them.
R.I.P. Rusev Day.
Yeah. Ugh.
I mean, honestly, what other tag teams do we have? Because, the tag team division needs a shakeup. And I'm not talking about the superstar shakeup, but just give us some interesting storylines and some direction for these teams. Because it feels like everyone's floundering in the middle of the pool here.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's weird. Because SmackDown was the show that had the best tag team stuff. And now it doesn't. But it has the best other stuff. Like, Raw has the better tag team stuff now, but everything else is in a cesspool.
It's still not good.
No, right, but it's better than SmackDown's tag team division. I think that's why the women's tag teams are going to fix it.
Hopefully. They need to do something, and it can't just be like, well, we're having another tournament to determine the number one contenders.
Yeah, they need a fresh team over on SmackDown.
And I'm not ready for the Undisputed Era to leave NXT yet.
No.
So for those of you who are suggesting, let's bring up Undisputed Era, that's a no-go for me.
But also, rumor has it that there's a certain team from a different company that might be on the move soon. There's been rumblings that when their contracts are up, that the Young Bucks might make the jump.
Oh, it's not. No, I don't see that happening. I thought you meant like someone like a Coast to Coast,
no,
or literally anyone else.
No, I'm just saying, it's rumored heavily.
Young Bucks don't do it for me. It's cool that they've got their thing.
Yeah,
but I don't know. They haven't done anything for me recently.
Now the rumor officially is like Cody's not going anywhere, but the Bucks might jump, and so might Omega.
He's another one that I don't really care for.
Just saying, it's out there. People are talking about it. Just wanted to bring it to the table. Maybe that's the shakeup SmackDown needs before they put the tag team division back on the back burner. It'll be a hot angle if it happens.
I mean, sure, until they're lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, but they'd get at least a 2 or 3 month run of being top of the card before they go back to obscurity and just get really good paychecks. Because at this point, they don't necessarily need to do that, but it's something that I heard. It was talked about a few different places, so I just wanted to bring it up, throw it out there, let it live in the ether.
You heard it here first on Royally Rumbled. Let's bring the morale up a little bit.
A little bit. Let's turn it up. We've got Daniel Bryan taking on The Miz. Back to square one. No wives in the match. Just two guys who hate each other.
And the winner earns a future WWE Championship match.
Very interesting stipulation.
Yeah, especially the way that it's worded.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we witnessed a very solid match at SummerSlam between both of them. And
Except
then
for the finish.
Finish aside. But then we added a different layer to the story at Hell in a Cell by adding Maurice and Brie. But yeah, like you said, we're back to one-on-one, and this time a future WWE Championship opportunity is on the line. So I think it's really interesting the way that they phrased that. What are your thoughts?
Well, I want to get your opinion on this, because I've been seeing this sentiment floating around online, and I'm wondering if WWE has also. Somehow people are getting very annoyed with Daniel Bryan's attitude and are looking more and more toward Miz. Maybe there's a double turn in order.
Really?
Basically a lot of people are saying like Daniel Bryan's coming off as arrogant, rather than like humble. Like he keeps saying that he's a better wrestler than Miz, and he's better at doing this and doing that, that they're kind of getting annoyed with how full of himself he is. Where Miz is already full of himself, but, we've had him back it up. I don't know. It's weird. I keep seeing it. It's one of those things where I'm just like, really? But I don't know. Yeah. What's your opinion on that? People being annoyed with Daniel Bryan.
I don't think that way. He doesn't come off that way towards me, because if you look at the story and the way that The Miz has treated Daniel Bryan, I think Daniel Bryan saying that he's a better wrestler is just him being earnest.
Yeah, no, I feel like he's completely justified in what he's been saying. So it's interesting that that's out there.
Yeah.
But I have high expectations for this match, and I hope we get a real ending, unlike at SummerSlam.
Yeah, see, my expectations for the SummerSlam match were very high, and although it was good, the finish kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm not as excited as I was for SummerSlam, but it should still be a very fun match, especially with the stipulation.
Yeah, and Miz beat down Daniel Bryan after his match with Shelton Benjamin on SmackDown this week. So
oh wow,
he was on commentary and then attacked Daniel Bryan afterward.
I like your idea of Miz winning 3 straight matches against Bryan, and I really think that's the direction they're going to go, because this feud has been brewing for a long time, and I think having Bryan suffer 3 losses in a row to Miz will further the story to a huge championship win for Bryan down the road.
Yeah, it becomes desperation to prove himself, because he keeps saying he's better, and everybody thinks he's better, but he keeps losing,
Yeah.
So it puts him in a really strange spot. So I think it'll be cool. I have The Miz actually winning this, so.
I have The Miz as well.
Interesting.
I think 3 wins in a row will help WWE take their foot off the gas pedal with this feud and kind of allow it to breathe and cool off, and then have Miz go after the WWE Championship, and then we could put Daniel Bryan somewhere else for a little while.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
eventually, I like the idea of having Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble and then facing Miz at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship.
I mean, unless they go the route of having The Rock win the Royal Rumble to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Could we not do that? Like, could we just... If you want to watch The Rock win the Royal Rumble, there's this thing called the WWE Network. It's $9.99. You sign up, you get 1 month free. 1 month free. So, if you sign up the day of Super Showdown, you get Super Showdown and you get Evolution. And you'll get Crown Jewel for free. Those 3 pay-per-views you'll get for free. And then you could go back and watch all the classic Rock matches you want. You could even watch his once-in-a-lifetime matchup against John Cena at WrestleMania 28. And then you could watch the once-in-a-lifetime matchup with John Cena at WrestleMania 29. So there's options there, people.
Yeah.
If you're not pushing for a young, hungry talent to win the Royal Rumble and get that rub, there's something wrong with you.
Well, I don't know if Daniel Bryan qualifies as young, hungry talent, but I understand your point.
You want to see The Rock, you go buy a ticket to his next movie.
Or one of his TV shows. Or his Instagram. Like, you could see The Rock. The Rock is everywhere. He's completely permeated the culture of America.
I love The Rock.
And the world. And the world. His box office is great in places like China. So
hell yeah. But, like, I love The Rock. And don't get me wrong. I want to see The Rock wrestle. I hope The Rock shows up at SmackDown 1000. I don't want The Rock in a championship match winning a spot that could be used to catapult someone else. That's
like
all
Batista.
I'm saying. Yeah. That went over really well that year.
Yeah,
remember? Remember 2014 Royal Rumble?
But at least Batista's the type of guy that would do the job knowing where the crowd was. Because he did. He tapped to Daniel Bryan in that triple threat match. Batista tapped out.
Yeah.
So good on him for doing business, you know?
Hell yeah. Well, Batista even came back. He didn't even want to be a face. He was like, they're going to boo me.
He knew.
He was like, put me as a heel. And they wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then that's what we got. So, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, so
but
The Miz.
We both got The Miz.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the SmackDown Live Women's Championship match featuring Becky Balboa. It says Becky Lynch defending against Charlotte Flair.
Now this feud has been straight fire.
Yeah.
That was really cheesy.
This is one of the 2 best storylines on the main roster.
Yeah, I love everything about it. I was very surprised to see Becky win the title at Hell in a Cell, but I was very glad to see it happen.
Absolutely.
I also thought that the double turn would happen at Hell in a Cell. However, I feel like it's leading to something here. And Charlotte's going to snap because now it's personal and the match is going to end in some type of dusty finish. I don't think that there's going to be a clear winner here, but Charlotte's attitude is going to change and it's going to alter the direction of the feud heading into Evolution.
Yeah, and Becky's just living in the moment as a heel champ, beating Charlotte down during a photo shoot, and it's super entertaining.
That was great.
It was great. It was such a great segment. Great segment.
But I could easily see this main event, the all-women's pay-per-view, with some type of stipulation.
It should. Absolutely, it should.
I'm really looking forward to this match. They have a ton of momentum on their side. I think there's way more to get out of this feud.
Yeah, this definitely has legs, for sure. I really like that Charlotte's been owned twice now by Becky, and I don't see that changing Saturday, and I have Becky Lynch winning, but I also agree with you thinking that there might be a dusty finish. Something's going to happen that's funky that helps Becky retain here.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I would say Charlotte would get disqualified.
All right, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I think it'll more be a dirty pin, or grab the tights, or the ref won't see Charlotte's foot on the rope, that kind of thing.
Okay. There's a lot going on with this match because the characters and the story is there, but also they put on entertaining matches.
Absolutely. They're great. They're great together. They know each other so well that it extends out to how great their matches are.
So I have Becky retaining via some sort of shenanigans.
Cool. Next up, oh boy, here we go. We have Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins taking on the Riot Squad in a 6-woman tag match.
So where do we even begin?
Ronda and the Bellas are friends.
Yeah,
or something.
The forced and unnatural way that they paired up the Bellas and Ronda, or maybe the way that they keep making Natty the Zack Ryder to Ronda's John Cena.
That's good.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, Natty is Ronda Rousey's little buddy.
That's fantastic. Well, let's start with the good stuff. Ruby Riott is great.
I was literally just about to say the only thing that I love about this match is the Riot Squad. Because I've...
whoa. Pump the brakes there. I wouldn't say the Riot Squad.
No. I've come to really enjoy and appreciate all 3 members.
Okay.
And I wish they were given more to work with. Ruby Riott versus Ronda Rousey this past Monday on Raw was so much fun.
Absolutely.
It really seemed to me like Ruby was able to bring it to the champion all by herself. And obviously the match helped both of them look strong heading into this match.
I think Ruby's great. I've been saying this episode after episode after episode that I believe in Ruby Riott, and I think they should get behind her in a very legitimate way. She's great, and she seems like a legit threat to Ronda in the ring.
Yeah.
And they make each other look good. The way that they sell for one another. Like, I believe that Ruby did damage to Ronda, and I believe that Ronda took it and overcame it and pushed it back. Like, there was a good push-pull there with them. And I think WWE should capitalize as soon as they can with Ruby. I don't think they should wait at all.
Yeah, because at first I wasn't really a fan of hers. Like, her time in NXT, I wasn't... Like, she didn't do anything that jumped out at me.
No, when she was in NXT, it was a hard pass. But coming up, something changed.
Yeah, the attitude. I don't know if it was the heel turn and bringing Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan with her, but the 3 of them as a unit, they are a unit through and through. And I think that's why they're kind of winning me over, is because they keep showing that they're a team rather than just like, oh yeah, we threw 3 people together to be a faction.
Right.
Like, I genuinely believe that they're close.
No, they are. Absolutely. Definitely. So let's talk about the not so good. Bree's accidental yes kick to Liv Morgan was scary.
Yeah, it was straight up scary.
But it's something that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Bree doesn't deserve to get fired or kicked out of wrestling. It was no one's fault. It wasn't intentional. And the blowback on this has been kind of absurd. Everyone needs to just relax a little.
I mean, it goes with what you said earlier, that wrestling fans just need something to be angry about.
Yeah, but this was like, they put it to 11, man. It was crazy.
It's wrestling. Injuries happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, people get kicked in the face all the time. All the time.
Yeah. Sometimes you're a little snug. It just so happens it was just a bad timing on everyone's part. Brie did not do that on purpose, and that's really it.
No, and I don't think she was being reckless either.
No.
It was a misplaced kick following up a kick that landed.
Yeah.
She hit like 4 of them before it went bad. So, also, it was a little weird because, like, yes, it was scary that Liv got knocked out in the center of the ring. And yes, it was bad that she got picked up by her head or by her neck area. That was bad. Okay. We could all agree that was not a good thing. It was wrong that Brie did that, but she was also incredibly concerned. And when she shot the hip for the pin, she was clearly checking on her.
Yeah.
Clearly checking on her.
And her first instinct was to get her out of the ring.
Get her to the corner. The weird thing that I saw was, I understand being concerned for Liv Morgan, but people acted like she broke her neck in the ring. Did you see any of that? Like I really hope Liv gets well soon. Oh my God, I'm praying for her. Yeah. Like that kind of stuff.
Stuff like that.
I get it because you're concerned, but also everybody was complaining that Liv Morgan couldn't wrestle like 2 weeks before that. So, just because Bella did it, that's why you were concerned. And I think you need to check yourself. Everybody does. Which is just kind of annoying.
No, it's very
In any event, if Liv isn't cleared to wrestle by Saturday, word is that Alicia Fox will take her place.
Please, God, no.
Which makes zero sense continuity-wise, because Foxy was on Team Bella at the announcement of the Women's Revolution a few years ago. So,
you know that GIF of Michael Scott from The Office where he turns around and he just repeatedly says, no, please God, no? That's me right now thinking about that. Oh my God. No.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that she would be the one to fill in.
Oh, God. At that point, just make it a tag team match between the Bellas and Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
And then put Ronda with Natty. I don't know. But, like...
It's weird. That's so weird.
I read that Liv is cleared.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think she took a bump yesterday though on Raw.
No, and I don't expect her to.
But she did come out and she did have pink hair.
Yeah, she did.
So
all these blonde Barbies can't be called Barbies anymore. Take that, wrestling Twitter.
If I see that take one more time, I swear. Oh man. Anyway, about the match itself, Riot Squad has zero chance of winning this match. Ronda Rousey and the Bellas will pull off the victory.
Yeah, Ronda's going to get the win for the team here, and if there's any other outcome, I'm going to be a little disappointed.
I will eat a hat.
Don't say that.
I will eat a hat.
Please.
If anyone but Rousey and the Bellas win, I will put a hat on a plate, and I will cut it with a fork and knife, and I will eat a hat.
You're going to be eating a hat, I guess.
No,
because someone's going to listen to this podcast and they're going to go, dude, we're going to make this dude eat a hat. And they're going to change the finish of the match.
It almost feels like that's how they write the show, don't they?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think it would be very interesting if the Bellas turned on Ronda by leaving her behind in the ring. And Ronda fires back and taps out like Logan or Liv or whatever. And then they are in fact going forward with Ronda and Nikki at Evolution. This is a good way to get that started. I could see Ronda in the ring after the match. The music's playing. Her and the Bellas won even though the Bellas left her hanging. And Ronda's just angry face now. And she's glaring out at the Bellas in the entranceway. And they're upholding the L over their forehead. And then they go from there.
If the last week and a half on Twitter is any indication, and Instagram, I should say, it's a bad time to turn the Bellas heel.
Or it's the best time to turn the Bellas heel.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I bet Nikki was very regretful that her and Bree share a Twitter.
Yeah, that's true. But they're twins.
Mm.
Twin magic, hashtag.
Mm. So from one 6-person tag to another, we've got The Shield versus Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. What are they calling themselves? The Dogs of War?
It's
right?
the Big Dog versus the Dogs of War.
It's the Hounds of Justice versus the Dogs of War.
It's boss time.
No. Wrong. Wrong.
This is all that's left to do with this feud, right? Right? That's it?
Well, in a 3-hour Raw, these 6 guys are the whole show. They are the beginning, the middle, and the end. There's a little bit of oversaturation going on.
And I hate this idea of Dean turning on the Shield.
They keep teasing it.
I do not want to see Roman Reigns feud with Dean. I do not want to see Dean feud with Seth. Could we do something different?
Well, doesn't the constant teasing of it make it feel like it's not going to happen?
No, because the minute I say it's not going to happen, it's going to happen.
And wouldn't a Reigns turn be much more beneficial to everyone involved?
I mean, I didn't even think about that, but that doesn't even make any sense.
But wouldn't Roman getting, let's say he's sick of Dean being in and out right now. Like Dean's on the fence. Dean's not there mentally, and he gets sick of it. And then he just pops Dean one, and then the Shield is broken up and disbanded again because Roman Reigns couldn't handle that. Dean Ambrose couldn't handle it.
But then we get Roman versus Dean.
Yeah, but probably just a one-off.
But Roman's already going into a match at Crown Jewel with Lesnar and Strowman.
Yeah, he does have a triple threat, doesn't he? I forgot that Brock Lesnar was a thing.
Yeah, I'm still very annoyed that we're getting Lesnar, Strowman, and Roman at Crown Jewel because of that sloppy, shitty way to end Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, it was horrible. All right, well, I do think there's a chance that Dean and McIntyre join forces and tell everybody else to screw off.
Now, that would be interesting.
I like that more than I like any of the other things that we just said.
That's like a best case scenario.
Yeah, best case scenario, they both turn on the groups that they're with and decide that they're better together.
But McIntyre and Ziggler are the tag champs. Remember? Because we needed those belts for this feud. Remember? We needed those belts that aren't being defended.
Well, AOP just attacked B-Show, right? And they're seemingly rebuilding the Ascension.
Which I like, but it's only a matter of time. I can't get my hopes up because WWE's just going to shatter them again.
I'm just saying it's possible. I think all of these guys are going to perform great and it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, they always do.
Just like the last 7 or 8 times on Raw.
I really don't care who wins this match.
Well, it's going to be the Shield, brother.
I know, but
Shield's going over, brother.
I just don't want to have to deal with a heel Dean Ambrose. So
yeah,
Shield, I'm picking them. They're going to win. They're going to triple powerbomb Braun Strowman. That'd be cool if they triple powerbombed all 3 of them.
Together. Braun holds Drew. Drew holds Dolph. And then all 3 of the Shield pick all 3 of them up.
No, I think it's going to be like a top rope
individually,
triple powerbomb. Yeah.
I'm just...
But maybe...
Are they going to do a Tower of Doom? Will there be a Tower of Doom spot in this match?
There's going to be at least 2. Maybe. maybe, just maybe, now wait for it, a red cell is going to lower. And then Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins are going to fight on top of it. And then Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins are going to bump off of it through the announce tables. And Dean and McIntyre are just going to lay up there while Brock Lesnar shows up, kicks the cell door in.
It's that damn beast incarnate Brock Lesnar.
Hit 2 F5s, beat some people down with the table, and then they're just going to call it.
Simpsons did it.
They're just going to call the match.
Simpsons did it.
Regardless of the match type stipulation. They're so beaten down from that 1 F5.
We've seen that finish before, Jordan. We've seen that finish before. Now you're just rehashing it.
Just like we've seen this match before. Anyway, the Shield is going to win.
Shield going over, brother.
They're going to raise their arms up while they're down under.
Ooh, mate.
Roman wins. LOL.
Next up, we've got AJ Styles taking on Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship in a no disqualification match.
Yeah, no DQs, no countouts.
There must be a winner. There's nothing better to me than adding a stipulation to a match to fix it when the stipulation wouldn't have fixed the previous match. Because they've done that a few times recently.
Yeah.
Where something's happened and then they're like, this time it's gonna be this. And you're like, wait a minute. Even if that were the stipulation the last time they fought, it still would have ended the same.
But this feud is now at its fever pitch, and I'm excited as hell to see what they pull off here.
Yeah, I mean, their Hell in a Cell match was great. The simultaneous pin and submission was an awesome way for both of them to look good and keep this going. Samoa Joe is on a different level promo-wise. Just, he's ascended the astral plane. Like, he is so friggin' good.
Joe showing up at AJ's house on SmackDown last week was such a villain move. It's beyond that of a normal heel. Joe showed that he's evil, and AJ Styles is no doubt looking to stop him from ever doing something like that ever again.
I don't know what to expect here, honestly. I want Joe to have that strap so bad it's blinding me from making a good call. Joe's absolutely proven that he deserves that title. He technically won the title at Hell in a Cell. And the stipulation kind of makes me wonder exactly what's going to happen. It's just straight up a tough match to call. Like, how do you write this story's ending? Do you think it's ending here?
I mean, I think the stipulation favors Samoa Joe, but AJ's held on to that championship for longer than anyone has anticipated, myself included. So my gut is telling me that AJ is going to retain here, and it's going to lead to something bigger, possibly at SmackDown 1000. I think it'd be cool if we actually saw AJ versus Miz versus Joe versus Bryan in a fatal four-way.
That would be an awesome fatal four-way. That would be an awesome fatal four-way match.
So this way we still get AJ and Joe going forward, but we also are interjecting The Miz and Daniel Bryan, which would breathe new life into their feud.
Like you said, this one is a very, very tough match to call. So I'm going to do what I always do, and I'm going to side with the champ, which usually means that there's going to be a title change. So I have AJ Styles winning in hopes that Samoa Joe wins.
I mean, I could... It's tough because, like I said, my gut's going AJ, but I could see Joe picking up the win here and then losing the title back to AJ at Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
I mean, like we've stated before, the winner of Bryan versus Miz earns a future title opportunity. It doesn't say anything about the next opportunity. So if Joe were to beat AJ, AJ would technically be still next in line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, I mean, gun to my head, I've got to go AJ Styles.
Agreed.
I went against him at the last pay-per-view, and that didn't work out for me. So I think I gotta go back to AJ Styles here.
Absolutely. All right, ring the bell. And finally, we have The Undertaker with his brother of destruction, Kane, taking on Triple H with his degenerate brother. No.
His best friend.
With his best friend, Bald Shawn Michaels.
Bald Michaels. I mean...
Bald Michaels.
The heart bald kid.
Make no mistake about it. This match will be slow. Make no mistake about it. Everyone is going to get their stuff in.
I mean, the build for this match has been interesting. All right? They've gone back and forth with promos, and I personally have liked all of it. And I like The Undertaker. I like Triple H. I love Shawn Michaels. And Kane's all right, I guess. Raw's segment saw Kane and Undertaker stand tall after chokeslamming both HBK and Triple H. And I think we're going to see a tag team match at Crown Jewel between those four. Which, if that happens, I guess it completely defeats the purpose of billing it as the last time ever.
Well, the last time ever in a singles match.
I mean, I thought it would be an end of an era. I mean, what do you think? What's going through your brain here?
A lot of why. A lot of Saudi princes get what they want. And if you could just cut in $1 Million Man saying everyone has a price and then laughing right here, that'd be perfect.
And everyone has a price.
I don't expect Triple H to win, but it's not WrestleMania. So I got Undertaker winning by default.
I mean, I could see Undertaker coming out on top here as well. And this one's a tough one to call because Undertaker clearly doesn't have many matches left in him. He said it himself. It's clear we're getting at least one, maybe two more. Who knows? I mean, the sooner you just accept it, the less angry you'll be. And the fact that he's been able to have the longevity he's had is impressive as hell to me. And I mean, I could see Shawn and Kane getting involved and it leading to the downfall of Triple H because, like you said, there's no streak. It's not WrestleMania. There's no stakes here other than like bragging rights. Not to be confused with the bragging rights trophy. I mean, if it were a retirement match, then I'd see Triple H win this. Because clearly Triple H has more matches left in his career than any of the other three. But in order to further the story, I'm thinking Undertaker has to win. Then I'd give the win to DX at Crown Jewel, leading to Survivor Series with Taker and Shawn in a final retirement match. Because then both guys will be done there. Survivor Series is the birthplace of The Undertaker, so let it be the final resting place of the dead man, nearly 30 years later.
Yeah.
So I got Undertaker.
I hate how drawn out this has become. In all honesty.
I mean, you were never an Undertaker fan, though.
No, I wasn't. The height of my Undertaker fandom was probably American Badass Undertaker because I thought he was fun. This gimmick, yeah, obviously the longevity, the greatest character in wrestling history, the streak, he started to not matter the longer he's around. And the more matches you put under his belt, the more stretched out his legacy becomes. And quite honestly, the sadder it becomes to me. He should have stopped wrestling after the Shawn Michaels match, the second one. Those are both classics. If you want to let him continue for the 2 Triple H ones, I get it, but he should have stopped then. I've been a huge advocate of him not returning over and over and over and over and over again. I have no problem with the guy collecting a paycheck, wanting to show up, do the thing. There's plenty of other things that they can make him do to get him money. I want to take food out of his mouth. I get it. I'm just saying enough is enough is enough. Eventually, the character will have to rest in peace. And the more matches you make him do, the less anyone is going to care. I'm telling you, it's happening. They keep stretching it out and stretching it out. And, Undertaker put his hat and his gloves and his jacket in the ring. And the next time you saw him, he wasn't wearing any of them. And I'm like, dude, come on. What do we got to do? He's got to take his boots and his singlet off for us to understand that he's actually retired. Like, they just keep doing it and then rescinding it. And it's annoying to me.
I mean, I disagree. I enjoy seeing The Undertaker any chance that I can. Because he's not going to be around forever. I mean, look at a dude like Hogan, right? If Hogan were to show up on Raw tomorrow, you'd pop for him.
I would pop for him, but I also haven't seen him in a ring in what has it been, 3 or 4 years?
True.
So I would pop for him. But when The Undertaker randomly shows up, first of all, it's a really badly kept secret anymore when he shows up randomly. And it was almost like inevitable in the lead up to WrestleMania last year that he was going to you knew he was going to show up. Cena wouldn't have said the things he said if he wasn't going to show up. It was just annoying. It was like, if it's WrestleMania, we got to get The Undertaker on the card. It's like, you don't have to. Give that 15 minutes to somebody else that's dying to perform for you.
Have you ever experienced The Undertaker's entrance live?
No.
Well, we're going to be at SmackDown 1000, so you'll get to see it there.
Can he retire then?
I mean, it's probably not going to happen because Saudi Arabia wants The Undertaker and The Rock as WWE champion and whatever else they can get from the Attitude Era.
They also want Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. He's the last one. If Shawn Michaels is coming out of retirement, he's the last one. He's the only one that has retired and stayed retired.
Insert
$1 Million Man, Everyone Has a Price with the laugh track again.
And everyone has a price.
I mean, it's whatever, man. I have The Undertaker winning it, but that's just because it's becoming, it's a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, I have Undertaker as well.
I just want to be clear. I don't hate The Undertaker. I don't hate the guy. I don't hate the performer. I don't disrespect his legacy. I get all of that. It's just, it's time for everyone to move on. It's time for him to go home to Texas and do what he wants to do and not have to constantly answer the call.
So with that being said, I think when you watch this match, watch it with a different appreciation for it's almost over, instead of, oh, here we go again, another Undertaker match, whatever. Watch it from that storytelling perspective of, hey, here's two guys and this is the last time that we're ever going to see The Undertaker versus Triple H one-on-one. Watch it with that in mind from that point of view, knowing the Undertaker's probably got less than 5 matches left before he retires. And here I'm going to get to see one of them live or whatever, or here I get to experience his entrance live, because there's dozens and dozens and dozens and thousands and millions of people who will have never gotten to experience that. And people don't understand the character now.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. But that's how I watched his last match with Triple H at WrestleMania, with that same affinity.
I know.
So when I get told that that's what it is, and they're like, oh, no, just kidding. He's going to wrestle Roman Reigns and John Cena. It's fine. It's like you start to lose the
mystique.
The mystique and the give a shit becomes less and less and less, because every time you tell me, oh, it's the last one, it's not. So it's like, all right, whatever. And that's how I start looking at it. Is just, oh, they said it was the last time. I don't believe it anymore. I don't believe it. They might as well be wrestling on Raw.
Well, in any event, all of the Australians will be very pleased to see The Undertaker and Triple H one last time.
Yeah.
Including Kane and Shawn Michaels also one last time.
Mm-hmm.
That is Super Showdown. If you want, you could go ahead and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Royally Rumbled. We're doing the daily countdown to SmackDown 1000, our favorite moments from the show, and plenty of other content.
Yeah, the Instagram's fun.
Yeah, we're just starting out. We're still growing, so get in on the ground floor while you still can. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Royally Rumbled. You can find us on YouTube to just search Royally Rumbled Podcast. And don't forget to vote for us in the Wrestling Podcast Awards hosted by the Wrestle Hub. We're up for Best Duo, Best Prediction Podcast, and Podcast of the Year. More info on voting should be available soon. So go ahead, give them a follow on Twitter and Instagram at the Wrestle Hub.
Yeah, we mentioned it in the last episode, but we'd like to win Best Duo. We think we have some pretty good chemistry. We hope that you agree. And Podcast of the Year, that's lofty. We understand that there's people out there with like over 5,000 followers and whatnot. So, we're being realistic about that one. But really, that Best Prediction Podcast, boom, right here, baby.
That's us.
That's our wheelhouse. That's what we do.
It's in the catchphrase.
We are not the 2-time Josh and Stu prediction game champions for nothing. We are not the first ever God of the Pod tournament winners for nothing. We are Royally Rumbled. No guess is as good as ours. Best Prediction Podcast. Go.
We're also available on the following platforms. We're on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whichever one you prefer. Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, SoundCloud, and Spotify.
You got that Spotify Premium. Just search Royally Rumbled and click subscribe. It's easy.
I know. You'll never miss another episode.
And in the next however many weeks, WWE's got an event every 2 to 3 weeks, right?
Yep.
So we got episodes firing out like missiles, man. Back to back to back to back to back.
And if you listen to your podcasts on a different platform, just, let us know over on Twitter at Royally Rumbled, and we'll get on there just for you. Follow along with us, tweet with us, interact with us. We're always going back and forth with everyone.
Going back and forth with everyone, including our opponents this Saturday at the Super Showdown in Australia. For the Josh and Stu prediction game, we are taking on Just Because, who won a poll to be the number 1 contenders. That's right, they didn't earn it. They just won a poll. So we're taking them on.
They also claim to have co-won a pay-per-view, so that entitles them apparently to a championship match.
But not the other team that co-run the pay-per-view.
No, but apparently they just make up the rules because they curse on their podcast. So they, everyone has to take them seriously because they're Irish or whatever.
They don't quite understand how it goes, and they thought that we somehow sabotaged them getting a title shot at Hell in a Cell. We don't make the rules.
Nope.
We just carry the strap. That's our job. Our job is carry the strap. Everybody else's job is try to take it away from us.
Mm-hmm.
The only people that have been successful in doing that, Josh and Stu. They run the Prediction League. They were bound to get it at one point, but we took it right back from them.
Yeah, no harm, no foul, and then we banished them again.
Yeah, when we beat them on their rematch clause, sent them 3 months out from sniffing the title in any way. It is what it is. So if you'd like to hear the promo that we cut for Josh and Stu on Just Because Podcast, here it is.
Look, just because you say you're great, just because you say that you earned a shot, just because you run your mouth, just because you won some poll,
you have an opportunity at the Prediction Game Championship. Don't waste it. It will be your last.
Just because you say that we handpicked jobbers to face?
You hear that, Undisputed Future? Can you hear that, Penguin Club?
Just because we're the champs, we're vilified. Yet, just because are disrespecting every single podcast in this league?
You hear that, Omega Luke? They called you boy.
Just because Josh and Stu haven't included Omega Luke in a poll, just because you wanted to make it personal.
Now it is!
Just because you don't get it.
Just because you fail to comprehend.
Just because this title has existed for 6 months, and we've defended it for 5 against literally anyone put in front of us.
Just because on Saturday, in Australia at Super Showdown, you will lose.
Just because you're not as good as us.
Just because you mention us on your podcast.
Just because it's over for you before it's even begun.
Just because we say so.
Just because.
No guess
is as good as ours. And what'd you think of that?
Some strong words.
Yeah.
From your boys Royally Rumbled on Just Because.
I think that was the first time we ever got heated about things.
Yeah.
Normally we're really fun and down to earth.
We try to have a good time. We try to have a good time. Little zingers here and there, no big deal, no harm, no foul. But Just Because is trying to take it to a different level for some reason with us.
Yeah.
They want to try us.
Mm-hmm. And we're also going to be attending SmackDown 1000 in Washington, D.C. So
I cannot wait for this show. There's been so many rumors. There's so much hype. I'm so stoked for this.
It's 2 weeks out.
So stoked.
It's 2 weeks out. So if you're going to be going there and you're going there, we're going to be there. So let's get together. We'll take some photos. We'll mark out. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm real excited for it. I hope some of our followers and some of our listeners are going to be there so we can communicate a little bit in person. It'll be fun.
Hell yeah. That's it. We're 17 episodes down.
And a bunch more to go, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening. Do you want to go ahead and announce the big announcement that we've been hyping up the last couple episodes?
Coming up, we are going to branch out a little bit. We're going to diversify the pod, if you will. Our next project here is we're doing a Legacy Spotlight series. where we kind of do a career retrospective on specific superstars per episode, and just kind of give our takes and our opinions on their career from start to finish, our favorite moments, our favorite matches of theirs, how they affected us, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's going to be very personal.
Our very first Legacy Spotlight episode is going to be featuring none other than the rated R superstar Edge.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. We got a lot of cool stuff planned for it, and I can't wait to release it for you guys to hear. Can't wait to get all your feedback. So
yeah, Jordan's a huge Edge mark. I decidedly was not during his run, so the dynamic there should be interesting as we go through his career and discuss everything that he was able to accomplish.
Hell yeah. If you want to follow us individually, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at ALXSHPRD.
And I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Yezzball, YEZZBALL.
So thank you for listening. This has been episode 17, Super Showdown. For Royally Rumbled, he's Robert.
He's Jordan.
And remember, no guess is as good as ours.